What's up, everybody? This is James from B2J, the podcast, and this is the part of the show where we tell you that this is not your mama's podcast. By that, I mean we're going to be saying some things that can, and let's be honest, will offend somebody. And if not somebody, somebody's mother. And we don't want you to be offended. So if this is not your type of show, go ahead and hit stop now and go find something else to listen to. And I say that with all the disdain and all the, what's a good word that I could use? All the ick, all the, yes, everything. Yeah. So go do that if you're going to be easily offended. But we love you. Bye.
See you on the other side.
All right. Let's cue the motherfucking intro and let's just jump right into it. You know, I always get nervous when we hit record on this sumbitch, and then I think, oh fuck, well, what are people gonna think, and shit like that. But you know what? I don't care. A fucking Batman movie, rated R, dude, is totally just killing it. And did your ears bleed at some point? Yes, they did. Yeah. Therefore, by process of elimination, I do not like John Jones. Knowledge? It's a silent K. Our language is pretty fucked up. Because you're a professional sleeper?
Hell no, Irish. He does the most badass Mexican on guitar of all time.
Carlos Santana.
Almost, maybe instrumentally.
You can have it! It's all yours! I don't want it back! Dude, he can play the guitar and it'll sound like he's fucking your mother and you'll be alright. B2J. B2J, the podcast. Things entertainment, baby. What's up, everybody? This is B2J, the podcast, and we're coming to you live from the
209
Stockton, California. Knows how to party. What's up, everybody? We learned last on the payoff, our last episode, which you should go back and listen to. It's a great episode. Very proud of that show. I know you're also very proud of that show, B. So if you go back to that, we learned that we're not just the 209 anymore.
Yeah.
What are we, bro? Because I never went and looked it up or found it out.
Neither did I. But I know that they fucking ran out of numbers, man.
All right. Well, yeah, like I said last week, if you're not 209, you're not one of mine. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I feel you.
Nah, I'm just playing. We love you all, and I know that not everybody that listens to this show is from Stockton, so, we appreciate everybody who does take their time to listen to this show. I know that in the build-up to the intro, the pre-whatever it's called, I can't even think right now, that I said that you should go find another show. So, everybody who's listening now, you're one of us, and for that, I love you, and I appreciate you.
You guys are fucking awesome.
So what are we going to talk about tonight, B? What are we going to talk about today? It is currently, if you're listening to this on time, it is for Dubski Wednesday. And we have had Raw. We have had NXT. We have AE Dubs tonight. We have Friday Night SmackDown on Friday. This is Wednesday. This is the wrestling show. This is I don't know really what to call these shows yet, but I'm going to find names for all three of them. We're going to get it going. If you guys want to send in your emails and you got cool names for the 3 different episodes of shows that we're going to be posting, the wrestling episode, our At the Movies episode. That's my little, I'm thinking of stuff to call it. B2J at the Movies or some shit like that. Our What You Should Listen to on Monday's music episode on Mondays. So we got shit popping. We are on it. We are going back to our roots, people. We said it from jump. We were all things entertainment, baby. And we're going back to our roots. We are not just the wrestling show, although that's our bread and butter. That's what we're both very passionate about, sports and entertainment. And then when you combine them, you get pro wrestling, sports entertainment.
Fucking amazing stuff.
We love it. You love it. our listeners love it. So let's get into it. What do you want to talk about as far as wrestling goes, B?
Well, two things that stuck out to me from Monday Night Raw was the match for Money in the Bank being made official between Cody and Dom. And then...
Ooh, somebody I know called that.
Yeah. And then, yeah. And then the main event with fucking KO and Sammy versus Imperium. That ending with Matt Riddle, I assume maybe you get Matt Riddle versus Gunther too at the pay-per-view, but
ooh,
that would make a lot of sense. So,
well, I think that would be great. Let's talk about it. Which one do you want to talk about first? Well, we got those two topics to talk about.
Cody and Dom thing happened first.
Okay, so you want to talk about Cody and Dom?
Well, yeah, we do that first. That segment started Raw, and then, of course, Miz comes out. The segment was pretty quick. Cody clotheslines Miz over the top rope. Dom comes in and attacks him from behind. Match ensues, and Rhea Ripley kind of just accepted the match for him because, this slap the week before, and it led to Cody asking for the match, obviously. And match happens. Cody beats Miz, of course. And like I said, on paper, I don't think the match itself screams great, but these two get two of the biggest reactions, Dom for a heel and Cody for a babyface. So I think they could work the crowd and they can cook something up good.
Yeah, I do too. I think I think for one, go back and listen to the payoff, y'all, because just call me Wrestling's Nostradamus. Mm-hmm. I predicted, it's not a prediction, it's a spoiler, that Dom is going to beat Cody Rhodes off that big ass bulky fucking back of Brock. And Dom's gonna go over like a hot mess, bruh.
He's already got some amazing heel heat, man. He just opens his mouth and the constant boos. It's great.
And what more to keep that fucking flame flying, fucking hot, white hot heat, that white hot Latino heat. Just keep that flame fucking going.
Yeah.
And put him over Cody. Cody doesn't lose shit from losing fucking to Dom. Dom doesn't have to accept the rematch because that's going to set up Brock and Cody for SummerSlam. You're welcome, WWE. I did all your work for you.
Yeah.
Call me Wrestling Nostradamus.
See, I don't disagree with you. And as for Riddle and Gunther, as much as I'd love Riddle to win the title, I don't see it happening.
It's not going to happen.
But Gunther did just pass the year mark as Intercontinental Champion, too, so.
Yeah, but Gunther, again, Gunther's got that same shit that Roman's got. It's that prestige, you know?
Yeah, he's bringing back some real prestige in the Intercontinental title. Hasn't had much of any since, Miz's run a good 5 years ago or so?
With the Intercontinental title, the last person that I can remember that put over that title better than most is Shinsuke. But Shinsuke didn't get a lot of the same recognition. Maybe Dolph before him had a lot of heat with that Intercontinental title. There's a lot to unpack from that because that Intercontinental title's got a lot of history behind it. So.
Very true.
Some of the greatest are the Warrior. I think the Warrior was one of the best Intercontinental champions of all time. I don't care what anybody says. The Warrior came, saw, conquered. Every match, all the time. Couldn't put a better face on that IC title. You could say Honky Tonk Man, fuck that guy.
Yeah, it was just a hell of a reign. You don't think of... Well, we're younger too, so...
I'm not a huge fan of Honky Tonk Man. If you guys go back to the origins of B2J, you guys could know why. He's just not very I hope he's changed, but he wasn't very fond of the women wrestlers and stuff like that.
Did more than not just put him over. He shat on him.
He buried him, made him sound like, I'm not a fan of the honky tonk man. When it comes to his wrestling politics, let's just say that.
Yeah, and one of the very first conventions we went to in our hometown, he was the only dull spot out of everybody else.
I would have rather listened to Disco Inferno talk all day than listen to Honky Tonk Man say one more word.
Disco Inferno was cool. Conan was cool. Fucking
Scott Hall.
NWO, yeah.
Meeting Scott Hall, highlight, meeting all these great icons in the wrestling game. We have been around, y'all. That gives us one moment to put us over for a moment. If you could, you guys, we are not a podcast that could afford this, that advertisement. We are definitely word of mouth advertisement. As you can tell, we're not even in a real studio. We're in the B2J podcast recording, and I hope you're not getting all the extra credit sound effects going on around us. But if you are, it's because we're in the podcast, so we are not in a actual studio. You could hear my kids, his kids, running around and playing. If you can't, then more power to you, and that's awesome. So this is word of mouth advertisement. I love you all. Just please tell at least one person a day passionately about B2J, the podcast. That's all I ask. It's not a big, hard task. If you like the show, tell somebody about it. One person a day, that's all I ask. And if that happens, and you guys actually do that, if we have listeners and you're telling a person a day about B2J, we're going to blow up. We're going to glow up. And we're going to take every one of y'all with us because we don't ask a dime from y'all. If y'all want to donate to the cause, I'm not going to say no.
Can't afford to say no.
Now, at the same time, I don't ask a dime from any of you guys. I just ask that you tell at least one person a day passionately about B2J, the podcast. That's all I ask. Back to the show. Dom's going to beat Cody.
You sound 100% sure, man.
He's going to beat Cody because Brock's going to come in and it's going to set up the rubber match for SummerSlam.
Cody just getting a win against Brock not too long ago. I could see him. What's he lose from it? Nothing. So, yeah, I could see Dom getting the win.
What does Dom get from it?
A lot. Yeah,
Nuclear heat.
For getting the win. So, yeah.
So that just makes business sense. It's not really that hard to get to that thought, but I did call it before.
Now they just got to put the ultimate little spice on it and see how they do it.
So let's see how they do it, and I can't wait to see Brock. I mean, it's not a prediction; it's a spoiler. Wrestling's Nostradamus over here.
Oh shit!
Now, you said what happened? What was the second thing we wanted to talk about?
Well, there was
there was the Cody, and then there was, after that, you said something else.
The main event was really good with KO and Sammy versus Imperium. And, yeah, we already went over this. And then fucking the match ended with Riddle interfering, and if we don't get Riddle versus Gunther for the Intercontinental title, I don't know what we're going to get at Money in the Bank, at least as far as Gunther goes there.
Yeah. So there's... Okay, so it was... So we're going to get Sammy and Kevin Owens. That tag team match will be against Imperium. No matter what, I think that KO and Sammy are going to win that.
Yeah, they just ain't... They ain't gonna lose the titles this soon.
They're not. They are not. They aren't. And what about So Gunther and Riddle. The only reason why I'm going to say it this way is because I think Gunther is a good person to eventually go up against Roman. Now, I don't know if that's now. And if it is now, I don't think Gunther's going to win. And now, I think Walter would have won. But Gunther, no way.
Honestly, man, he looks great, and I'm glad he's healthier. But he looked scarier when he was bigger, flabbier. Like, I ain't going to lie.
He looked like a fucking shark, a man shark, like a land shark, like a walking, like he could have been a live action shark in real life. Like if it was Shark Week, it's Gunther Week, Walter Week, whatever. I don't know. Yeah. The dude's got an identity crisis, and we're supposed to follow it.
I don't think so. I think he got in good shape, and he's been rewarded handsomely for it. A lot of guys that
for sure. No, yes. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying his name's an identity crisis. I'm not saying.
Look at it this way: a lot of guys that come up from NXT don't get treated very well. Outside of the Shield guys, maybe Big E, he's won the WWE Championship now. Yeah. Well, Shinsuke, he should have had his moment. He won the Rumble and never won the world title. And he's definitely world title caliber. So
Ricochet.
Yeah, but there's so many better guys.
Corbin.
Ricochet could wait till later. Corbin's down in NXT, and I hope he comes back up with the Lone Wolf gimmick. That's a rumor that I really hope comes to fruition.
He needs to get away from that entrance music. That's just hot garbage. Like, I do not like that. And that's just straight up. I'm going to call it, I calls it how I sees it. And his entrance music sucks.
Yeah, he needs a Lone Wolf gimmick back bad.
He needs something. And if you give that man back that music, that music was dope, dude.
Yes.
That shit was a straight banger. Now, okay, so he's got his shit going on against, shit, I can't think of his name, Trick Williams and Carmelo Hayes, yeah. So he's going up against them and shit, that's just tight. He's taking on Dragunov last night because it's Wednesday. Yeah. So, okay, moving on to what to expect with B2J moving forward, because we probably talked enough wrestling, and we don't have to get into too much juicy deets on what's going on unless you got other things you want to talk about. Basketball-wise, hockey-wise, anything. Throw it out there. This is the Sports and Entertainment Show.
Oh, shit. I figured after the Nuggets winning their first title, and it took them almost a half century, I was watching the end of the game, and then I heard after my boy Stan Kroenke's name. And since February 13th last year, winning the Super Bowl with my Rams, this guy owns the Colorado Avalanche, too. He went a few months later, they won a Stanley Cup. And now, Denver Nuggets, he's got a fucking NBA championship. He's basically Thanos, and he's a World Series ring away from having all the fucking stones.
Stan he's the owner, or?
He's the owner of my Rams. He's the owner of the fucking Colorado Avalanche and the Denver Nuggets too, yeah.
So now he's a Triple Crown?
Exactly. Like I said, it was a World Series ring away from...
What team does he own in the major...
The baseball team, but the A's keep clowning around, and apparently they're going to be gone soon. The city of Oakland don't want to do nothing for him either. Why do you think the Warriors ended up in SF?
Damn, shots fired. Pew, 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 pew.
Well, I'm just saying that if try to buy the A's, it's a long shot from there. They're the worst team in the league. I think they've won maybe 5-6 games in a row recently, but they're still the worst team in the league.
Man, you're not a fan of Moneyball, bro?
Hey, if the guy's got the money and he wants to buy the A's, like I said, it's a long shot, but it's a shot.
Let's go. All right, developing hot. Stan Kroenke is a owner for the ages. If he owns it, you're gonna probably win a championship.
It's what it's looking like.
Okay, so after last episode, I think we've taken up a lot of people's time. So we're gonna be back very, very soon. B, pick a movie for us to watch.
I'm gonna go with Dungeons and Dragons.
All right. Dungeons and Dragons. That's what we're going to be talking about on the next episode. And you got so much more to talk about, so much more that we are very appreciative of y'all for. I know that B's got to run out. So you're a free man, sir. Tell everybody who made the list for you real quick. Stan Kroenke.
Yeah, Stan Kroenke is at the top of the list right now. He's getting it. And Nikola Jokic, Jamal Murray.
So there's a lot of great. So let me tell you guys real quick what the list is. So back in the day, Jericho used to have a list. It was basically like a shit list, but we switched it around. We made it a positive list. So everybody who's on this list is now, we're focusing a positive light on these people. And he said Nikola Jokic. He said Jamal Murray. They just won their Denver Nuggets. Congratulations on your NBA championship. Stan Kroenke, you made the list for just being a great owner. And for me, the people that deserve to be on the list the most right now are the people like you listening right now, giving me your time, giving me your energy. I love you guys. I appreciate you. It's been a really hard week for me. I also want to just throw somebody else on this list. My little brother, Cody, who got his wings. He's in heaven. You, sir, you are on the list for me. I dedicate this episode to you. My little brother, Cody, I love you. I'll miss you. And I'll see you on the other side. Last thing I want to say is if you guys have anybody out there that you love and you cherish and that you just hug them, love them, tell them you love them. That's all they want. That's all they need. Just let them know you love them because, yeah. I love you guys. Cody, I love you.